Dolby Atmos. For over 10 years, it's a phrase we've heard when talking about immersive home audio. Streaming services tout it as a premium feature, and home theater equipment list their compatible products with an Atmos badge of pride. Today, we're going to look at Dolby Atmos, what it is, what is required to play Atmos mixes in your home theater, and some pitfalls to look out for when setting up your system. I'm Rodell, sales manager here at Crutchfield, and I'm going to tell you all you need to know about Dolby Atmos. Dolby Atmos is a surround technology created by Dolby Labs. It is both a way for movies, TV, music, and games to be mixed while being created, and a delivery format to bring those mixes to a theater or your home. Today, we're going to concentrate on your home. For a long time, surround sound for home theaters was commonly configured as 5.1. That means 5 speakers around you and a low frequency or subwoofer channel. This is still a perfectly fine and, frankly, excellent way to listen to TVs or movies. Atmos unlocks the addition of height channels to the surround experience. This is expressed as a third number when talking about how many speakers are in a system. So instead of 5.1, you might have an Atmos system that is 5.1.2 or a 7.1.4. The third and last number in these sequences means how many height speakers are available to give those overhead effects. Another benefit Atmos brings that is often spoken in the same breath as immersive and spatial audio is the concept of object-oriented audio. The idea is that you, as a listener, are in a sound bubble, a 360-degree sphere of audio that allows sound to be placed anywhere in space, in front, behind, and above you. The intended effect is to wrap the sound field around you for total immersion, so you just hear sounds and not the speakers playing them. To experience this at home, you'll need Atmos mixed content and a system capable of decoding and playing that Atmos content. This commonly comes from two types of systems: a traditional home theater system, which consists of source components, an audio-video receiver, 5 or more passive speakers placed around your room, at least 2 dedicated Atmos speakers, either speakers mounted in ceiling or Atmos toppers placed on your existing speakers that bounce sound off the ceiling, and finally, a powered sub or subs. The other option is a soundbar with an array of drivers built in and ideally supplemented with rear surround speakers and a sub, if available. A TV with streaming apps or a dedicated streaming device, such as an Apple TV, Amazon Fire Stick, or an NVIDIA Shield, is where most of Atmos home theater content is going to enter your home. There are also Blu-ray players and game systems, such as an Xbox or PS5, that can output Atmos as well. These will all be connected through HDMI cables. With an AVR system, you will plug your sources into the receiver and connect the receiver to the TV through their respective ARC or eARC ports. We'll get into the difference of ARC and eARC a little bit later. If you're using a soundbar, you will connect the TV to the bar using the respective ARC or eARC ports and your sources into the TV. Some soundbars have additional HDMI inputs. If yours does, you can connect external sources to that as well, instead of the TV. If all components of your system can support playing back Atmos from a source, passing Atmos through HDMI, decoding Atmos, either in the AVR soundbar, and you have the requisite number of speakers, you have an Atmos-capable system. Now, there are some common issues you may run into when setting up a system for Dolby Atmos at home. These mainly concern connections, your TV, and the availability of Atmos content. To understand connection issues, we first need to understand how Atmos is transferred from the media you are playing to the devices you have connected. Dolby has 2 ways of distributing Atmos, as either Dolby Digital Plus or Dolby TrueHD. Dolby Digital Plus is what all streaming services and some cable channels use. This can be transmitted over HDMI ARC or Audio Return Channel. If your TV's HDMI port has the ARC designation and your receiver or soundbar are Atmos capable, you are in good shape and can pass along Dolby Digital Plus, which will contain the Atmos stream. For those with a Blu-ray player, or those using a gaming system to play Blu-rays or games that are Atmos capable, you will need to connect these to your AVR, soundbar, or TV using high-speed HDMI cables, also known as HDMI 2.1. These cables have much more bandwidth than standard HDMI cables. If you're connecting a Blu-ray player or game system to a TV, and then the TV to your receiver or soundbar, your TV must have an eARC port, or Enhanced Audio Return Channel, as opposed to just an ARC port. eARC is part of a more recent HDMI standard that allows for Dolby TrueHD, which is a high-quality lossless format that supports Atmos, to be passed along. Dolby TrueHD is the format that Blu-ray discs and video games are encoded with to carry an Atmos stream. If you do not have an eARC port on your receiver, TV, or soundbar, and just an ARC port, the sound from a Blu-ray player or game will be reverted to a 5.1 mix without Atmos encoding, carried on a lower bandwidth Dolby Digital, not Plus, stream. If you are streaming from a gaming system using Netflix, Prime, or other service, those use Dolby Digital Plus and will still give you an Atmos mix through ARC, but only for the streaming service, not the games or the discs. There is also a case where some TVs might not pass along Atmos at all, or the respective apps don't support it. This likelihood increases the older your TV is. In any case, it is best to run a dedicated streamer, Blu-ray player, or game system directly to the AVR soundbar and not to the TV's HDMI inputs. This will ensure that the best audio signal is decoded by a device dedicated to that purpose. A final note on connections: the old optical port that worked for regular 5.1 will not pass along Atmos in any form. Another thing to consider is the availability of Atmos in your content at all. Not all titles are available in Atmos, and not all tiers of streaming services support Atmos. Streaming services are increasingly including Dolby Atmos only in their highest tiers of subscription plans. For example, on Netflix, you've got to be subscribed to their premium plan that includes Ultra HD 4K. On Amazon Prime, you've got to be subscribed to their ad-free plan. When it is available for a title you want to stream, the apps on any system are pretty good at recognizing if you have Atmos capability hooked up and will make you aware it is available to stream that specific way. Commonly, this will be a designation under the title or next to the play button, along with their visual quality availability, such as HD, 4K, and Dolby Vision. Your AVR soundbar should also inform you it is playing an Atmos stream just by checking the indicator. So that's the story on getting Dolby Atmos playing in your home theater. It is a fantastic experience, and if you're a movie or a prestige TV lover, I'd recommend looking into the many options out there if you're thinking about upgrading your sound system. If you have any questions about Dolby Atmos, setting up a home theater, or any other AV needs, don't hesitate to get in touch with us here at Crutchfield. Thanks for watching.